Hi, we're going to talk about using the My Lists feature in Enterprise. As with our former system, you can create any number of unlimited lists in the new system. You can manage them and you can act on the titles in those lists in any number of ways, So let's start by creating a list. So I'm going to look through, let's say I'm going to look through some new adult fiction. And I'm going to start making a list of items in that collection that I would like to read. So I clicked on add to my lists and I got a message telling me that I have added that item to my lists. Now I'm not logged into my account and I haven't done anything to identify myself. So please keep in mind that from the start, if you're not logged in, and even if you are, when you start adding to lists, you are adding to a temporary list. So I've added a number of titles to my list, and I don't see it noted anywhere. My lists, anytime, even with a temporary list, even not logged in, are going to be at the top of the page. So click on My Lists to go and act on this temporary list. Now, when you go to My List, the active list is the only one that you have at the moment, which is this temporary list. If you do nothing more with this list, when you close the browser, this list will go away. In order to save this list, you must be logged in. You can act on the items in the list before you even log in. It's a lot like the cart was in our former system. So your temporary list, you can select all the items and you can act on them in batches by placing holds. You can select particular items and act on just those selected items by placing holds, for example, or you can just select a specific item and place a hold, or just use this place hold button. So let's say I'd like to place holds for all of these items in my account. It's still a temporary list, but I can place the hold by logging into my account with my barcode and PIN. And note that for each title in the list that you acted on to place the hold, you select your pickup location for all of them. In a former demonstration, I may have already placed holds for some of these, but I will get success or that I've already got a hold on this material. So I've already requested these in a prior session, but you get your confirmation that your holds are placed. So now that I am logged into my account, note something else. I have some other lists I have created previously, and this list is here as the temporary list. So this list is still temporary. It still won't be permanent until I do something to save it. I have place holds on all the items in it, and each list, again, like in our former system, will note how many items are in that list. So I've got 4 items in this list. And now if I would like to save it, I can, if I want to save everything in it, I can select an action. And now, among the other things that I could do before, including emailing, texting the selected items, printing the selected items, moving or copying, I can now save this temporary list. Click there, you get a little button that asks you to name it, and I will say placed holds and the date, so that I have a way to identify this list, whatever makes the most sense. And now in the My Lists display on the side, my new list shows up right here with the 4 items in it. Now, with your My List display, you can do a number of things. You can wait till the cursor turns into a little hand on top of these 8 dots and move them around to just reorder them how you like. You can also arrange the whole list by name going up in the alphabet or down. You can order them by date, when they were created, and so forth. You can also create a new list without even having any items in it by clicking on this little plus button, and then you can say, hey, new list. I'm not being very creative here, but there it is. You can also delete lists by clicking on the boxes for any you want to act on and clicking on this minus button. You're going to get a confirmation that says, are you sure you want to delete these lists? And you're going to say, yep, I want to delete those lists. Anytime you want to act on a list, either temporary or saved and permanent in your My List display, remember that other than adding a new one or deleting one that already exists, you need to click on it and have it displayed in this main part. So now you can act on everything in the list, once again, by doing all of the things, deleting selected items in the list. If I delete selected items in this list and there's only one item, I still have the list that I can do things with. It just doesn't have any items in it. So if I want to delete that list, again, I click on the minus, say I want to delete it, and it's gone. So now all I've got to work with are temporary lists. That's how to work with lists in the new system. Please note that in the old system, you may have had lists. Unfortunately, because they were stored only in your login and not on the staff side of our former system, those lists did not migrate to the new system. So you may have logged into your account in the new system and been a little bit surprised to see that you didn't have any lists. I'm sorry about doing that. You can go to our homepage, which is available from the logo or from website main in the catalog, and you can chat with staff by clicking on that green button on our homepage and just starting a chat. You can add your name, but it's optional, and start a chat and let us know that you would like your old lists. You can also go to our contact pages and call your favorite library branch to let them know you're interested in help with retrieving your old lists. And finally, under resources, questions, and help, we have an Ask Us button, which will take you to a system where you can submit a question, including requesting your old list, and you will be responded to by email by staff at the libraries. So make sure that you contact us before the end of November 2020, because it's only a limited time that we have access to the old system, but we can retrieve your lists just so you'll have them. They will be emailed to you under separate cover, and you will get each list in a separate email if you wish to have your lists from the old system. Thank you for watching.